It gives me a great pleasure to be here with you today, members of the United Kingdom and Isle Council for Malaysian Students, UKEC, at this 4th Malaysian Student Leader Summit 2010 here today. I'm very proud of the endeavor that you are undertaking to organize this summit. This reflects your undivided love and loyalty to Malaysia, our country with very diverse cultural and historical background, but founded on a single objective of creating a common destiny for its people, the Bangsa Malaysia. Saudara-saudari, Malaysia is a state nation, not a nation state. A state nation is a country with plural ethnicity. On the contrary, a nation state is a country with a single race. State nation and nation state are terminologies exclusively used by scholars and analysts in the field of security studies. A nation is defined as a large group of people sharing the same cultural and possibly the same racial heritage and normally living in one area. And in security studies, a nation will define such a relationship between state and society. This means that a nation is a state or a country with a single race, with a single cultural heritage, and the people live in a particular geographical location. As an example, Japan is a nation state. Japan is a country with a single race and a single cultural heritage. Japan does not have problem of ethnicity and identity. The Japanese determine the destiny of Japan, culturally, politically, and economically. Another example of a nation state is Korea. Though divided into North and South Korea, the North and South Korea are historically a nation state. Germany is another nation state. Through historically existed the East and West Germany. The end of the Cold War in the late 1990s, as is symbolized by the fall of the Berlin Wall, has transformed Germany back to its original structure into a single nation state like Japan today, or like Korea before the Civil War in early 1953. You may ask why I'm talking about the nation state and state nation at this auspicious gathering. The answer is very simple. I'm dwelling on this subject because I want to emphasize the point that our country, Malaysia, is not a nation state but a state nation. Unlike Japan, Korea, Germany, or our beloved country is a country with a plural society. The people of Malaysia have different religions, different cultural identities, and to a certain extent, they have different economic backgrounds. The structure is such because Malaysia's country has been founded through a constitutional mechanism. Malaysia has been built through the enactment of the Perlembagaan Persekutuan, or the Federal Constitution. Because this beloved country of ours was one of the colonies of several Western powers before Tanah Melayu achieved its independence. In August 1957, and before Tanah Melayu was being aggregated to Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore to form a new entity called Malaysia in September 1963. Unfortunately, Singapore separated from Malaysia in August 1965, but Malaysia as of today is still a state nation, a country where the government in power has the sole duty and responsibility to build a nation with various kinds of people of different cultural heritage, religion, economic background. Saudara-saudari, having explained to you that Malaysia is a state nation, now I come to the theme you have requested me to articulate in this summit. We politics of ideology trump that of race. To be honest with you, this theme that you have chosen for the summit is a tough one to analyze. Do I have to analyze it from a political angle, or do I have to elaborate from the perspective of a nation building, or even looking it within the premise of the nation national security? However, seeing our survival is based on the security of our country, on the stability of our government, on the unity of our people, and on the economic progress that we aspire to achieve, I therefore decided to articulate this theme through the perspective of our national security. Within this context, I am of the view that politics of ideology in Malaysia will not and cannot trump that of race. Based on what I have just said about Malaysia being a state nation, or as a country with many races, and that the government in power has the sole duty and responsibility on consolidating all the races in Malaysia into a single entity to be known as a truly Malaysian people, the politics of race plays dominant and significant role in this country. By this, I mean that Malaysian politics still need to be structured according to the racial grouping. For example, UMNO still has the law to represent the majority of the race. MCA has to represent the majority of the Chinese, and myself to represent the majority of the Indians, and the various parties have to represent the ethnic group in those states. But the uniqueness of the Malaysian polity is that all these racial-based political parties are being united under one single solid and permanent entity known as the United Front of Barisan Nasional. The Barisan Nasional is a legally registered political entity. No doubt the Barisan Nasional comprises political parties of communal orientation, but the Barisan Nasional is the Nationalist Democratic Party. The Barisan Nasional has its national legitimacy. It also has its international recognition. As such, this coalition of racial-based party is able to rule the country with a very efficient government, which is able to provide us all security, which is the most important prerequisite to our common survival as a state nation. This statement I don't think Baba that Khalid Saraf agreed with me. Of course, Malaysia has now another coalition of political parties comprising the Parti Keadilan Rakyat, PKRP, and PAS. This, however, is a loose partnership with no legal stature at the moment and without national legitimacy. This loose coalition is also of diverse ideology. One is based on ideology of liberal democracy, another one is founded on ideology of socialist democracy, and the last one is based on Islamic principles. As such, even this coalition attempts to portray itself as an ideological-oriented political party. The very basic nature of the component become the biggest hindrance of its legitimacy. With such a profile, this affirmative coalition is not able to rely on truly national support from the majority of the nation. And this is the main reason why this coalition is still not able to capture sufficient seats in the Malaysian Parliament in order to form the government. In conclusion, I maintain that racial-based politics will still be the future of racial politics. For as long as Malaysia is still a state nation that undergoes transformation and evolution over decades to become the polity of ideology, we find it difficult to trump this arrangement. This, however, should not stop you all, as the future leader of Malaysia, to go on with your quest and search for the best political structure of the future for the country. Thank you very much.